Hello guys, this is Quardox. Thanks for tuning in today. I got some great news. I got up in the morning and 5 minutes earlier there was a new post in the Survive the Nights forum with a new development update, and I think it was actually one of the first I saw it and I'm so excited. There are some awesome news and also some news to maybe get you excited for a great future of this game. So let's take a look what the developer told us in the video. I want to just quickly mention that they apologized at the beginning and said they are very busy working on the game, and after that they got to all the news. So the video is linked in the description if you want to see it yourself, and maybe even upload it again here for you guys so that it is in the playlist. If you're watching, the playlist should come up next. And at the beginning of the video you can see the sunrise, and at the end of the video the sunset, and it looks really beautiful, the game, with the whole ambience feel. I can imagine this game to be very enjoyable when you're actually playing it. And with that being said, first they show off the flashlight in the video, and it worked as in the last video, but they worked on it more and it is even better now. They have 4 different kinds of flashlights. You need 2 batteries for every flashlight, but the light cone and the powertrain of the flashlights is completely different. So that's something really exciting. You have to use a different flashlight maybe for different situations, and that is very realistic because not every flashlight uses the same amount of power and like the same lights, and that varies. And in this game it is to be set to be a very realistic game. I really enjoy seeing mechanics like that. The next big thing the developer mentions is they got new door animations. I think they got some complaints at the first video where people showed them off. I didn't realize that there was anything wrong actually. But they implemented a whole new system that is more consistent and it looks beautiful, and he shows off in the video a few doors opened and closed. So it's not something to get overexcited about, but it's cool that stuff like that is being looked at and they're actually working on the basics before implementing anything that is just items. Like in DayZ, all you see is more items, but the basics are not there. And in this game the devs focus actually on the basic stuff. So until they have a good base where they can build off, they will not stop working on it. But in this video we got a lot of more information I don't want to keep from you. We see something really amazing. He goes out and shows us the new tree felling mechanic, and that is very realistic again in this game. The tree falls actually in the direction you're setting it to fall, so you can really choose where you start to chop off the front edge first and then the back, and the tree falls exactly in the direction you have planned. And I never saw that in a game before. Another really deep mechanic they implemented in the game that gets me excited, and I really want to jump in finally in this stress test and cut some trees, chop some trees myself. I think you're really excited too. And after the tree has fallen over, they are spawning some logs, and that is pretty awesome as well. So you get some logs from every game, and they are not bouncing around like in the forest. They're actually just lying there on the ground. The developer is not quite happy with the animation yet, but he said that it's just a timing issue and then it will look even cooler, more realistic, and that is exactly what this game is about. And another special thing about this whole tree cutting is you can cut every tree in the game, and when you cut a tree it will not respawn when you leave the area and come back, or when you log out and log in again, or after server restart. The trees could potentially never respawn, or after a great amount of time, and maybe have like stages to them. So first there is like a, I don't know, a little tree, and the tree gets bigger as it grows, and then people have to look for the big trees if they want many logs, and maybe you cannot cut a tree to a certain size. But however they do it will be interesting, and I really enjoy this deep, realistic kind of gameplay. That it's not like in DayZ you hack through a whole wood, then you log out and in, and the whole wood is back up again. It's basically an infinite source of wood on the same spot, and not in this game. If you make a big base and you gather all the trees around you, then the map will actually be empty around you, and people will actually notice that there is like half of a forest missing. This is pretty amazing. And then the next thing I want to show you is the lighting and the ambience. And the performance in this game, as I said, is really great. It's not like it's only running with 30 FPS like the ARC, but with a really great performance, so everyone with a middle class PC can look forward to this game. It will run very smoothly on your PC, and maybe you can even turn up the graphics and it still runs good. And that is the next big thing the developer mentions. They actually worked on this new culling system and it works pretty nicely. Everything looks pretty nice. It looks like it is a breathing world. It is becoming a real great game, I think. The performance, when you're not having an actual server running on your PC, will be about 50 to 60 frames easily. So that's very good. The graphic is not as advanced as in this new ARC game, for instance, but it looks amazing and I really enjoy the graphics of Survive the Nights. Can't wait to actually play. And we saw at the beginning these horse stables, for instance, and they look pretty cool. Just imagine hiding in there, having like a little fire burning, and then the zombies come knocking, and it's just the ambience in this game will be pretty amazing. I can't wait when there is finally some AI in, like animals or zombies. What I disliked when they posted the screenshots of the houseboat, the bad textures there, I really enjoyed everything I've seen in this video from this house. The developer goes in a living room where there is a chest and a stove, and he actually shows us and lights the fire and takes some stuff out of this chest. So that will be the stuff that is in the stress test for us. And then gets out some wood, some kindling and some coal. And then he actually goes to the stove and puts some logs in there. And as soon as you start putting something in there, you get actually a visual representation of it in the stove. So it will not be just a texture that suddenly lights up. No, first you see the wood when you put it in. Then you can light the fire, and the coal is used for a fuel source. Basically, it is 2 times more effective when you use coal instead of just fire, but you cannot start a fire without logs. So you need coal, logs and some kindling to have the perfect fire, keep your house warm and light it up. And if you want to cook some food, these are the 3 basic things you will need. And what is really cool is, as soon as this fire starts burning in the house, it's not just the light that will attract the zombies, but from your chimney there will actually go smoke up, and that is pretty amazing. So people from hundreds of meters away could see the smoke potentially and then get aware that in this house there is someone hiding or cooking something or just trying to ward up against the zombies. So you could attract other players. You could give them like a signal where you are. You can use it as maybe as a distraction to light the fire in the house and then just camp the hill with your sniper rifle. It is a cool mechanic that will be used in many different kinds of ways. And the whole update overall is pretty cool. At the end, the developer even mentions some infos on the stress test, and it will be approximately 4 weeks from now. So within the month of July we should have the stress test. It can take longer, he said, and we know that they don't put out just anything that's shit. We know that they are focusing on a great alpha build that the people are actually comfortable with, and the stress test is to test before we get that alpha build. So the stress test will be within the next 4 weeks. There will be no AI, no animals, no zombies, but that's not what the stress test is about. It is about the interaction, to actually test the new culling system they created and to give that finishing touches to make it perfect when we actually focus on an alpha build. And what you can do when the stress test is focus on the basic gunplay. You can store stuff, you can test the tree felling, of course, for yourself, and it is all about testing the persistence, like I mentioned, of the trees and with storing stuff. And yeah, basically the persistence, precision, performing everything that has to do with the server background stuff that is going on in the background that we don't even know of. And that is what a stress test is about. It's not to let people test the game like in an open beta where you have hundreds of items and zombie hordes roaming in through the city. That's not what this is about. You have to understand this dev team really focuses on the basic necessities that are actually used for a professional fundament base for this game. And that is something I really like about this team. They don't talk to me that much personally, they don't give me an exclusive content, but that doesn't take away from the fact that they doing it right. And for that, I'm very grateful. At least I know a little bit about the background from other games, what they're doing, and they doing it certainly right. And the delays are worth it. The developer said they got a lot of stuff fixed. The game will of course be not fully featured as just mentioned, but for the stress test we get some basics, and it's all about reporting the bugs, and then they focus on removing game-breaking bugs to smaller bugs, and then we actually get an alpha build soon. And content-wise, for now, we have something to play at least, but I think it will get really interesting when they give us the patch with the AI then, and we can finally play this game how it is supposed to be played against the zombies together with other people trying to survive the night. With that being said, hope you enjoyed this little update. After the first time I watched it, all I could think of was this tree felling, but after the second time I watched it, I was really excited about it, and I can't wait until this month is over. And I also want to just mention there's a lot of other content coming to my channel, so make sure to subscribe and check it out as well. With that, thanks for watching. Until next time guys, I'm Quardox, HEV out.